Alma Conroy is the mother of 20-year-old Donnie Wahlberg, Jr. Betty Wood is mom to 15-year-old Danny Wood. And Kay McIntyre is the mother of 17-year-old Joe McIntyre. Jordan and John's mother, Marlene, couldn't be with us today. She's out of the country, is my understanding. Now, when you watch your kids on video, Alma, what did I miss?
She's upset because she's not here.
Oh, are you crying, sweetheart? Oh, she wanted Jordan to be here. Okay. Alma, tell me what it's like to watch your kids do a video.
Oh, it's exciting. It's wonderful. Yeah.
It happened kind of suddenly, didn't it?
Not really. I mean, they've been together for 5.5 years, and we were like on the inside, so we've seen all the hard work and the disappointments, and their stardom came overnight. The hard work was always there.
Betty, how did it change the family? Now, each of these kids have tons of siblings.
That's true, and it certainly does impact on the family, Jane. There's a sense of being a regular, normal family. I always describe these boys as the boys next door. And these are the mothers of the boys next door. But suddenly all this attention and adulation and love, and it's just incredible. And it has to impact on your family existence.
Now,
we're not quite the same.
How do the parents fit in? What's it like to have everybody? You clearly adored your son growing up. I can tell by looking at your face.
Oh, he's a doll.
Yeah,
He's a doll. And he's a baby.
Now, so you think that the rest of the world is just seeing him the way you see him?
Well, that's what he is. But, I mean, we have my first 7 were daughters. So
Your first 7?
Yes. So then Tommy is 21, so look at Joseph, God love him. I taught him every move. But when we get together, like the girls, maybe 5 of the girls, we'd go up for supper up the street on Friday night, and we all do this. The first 5 minutes we talk new kids, that's it. Because it has taken over your life. Yeah. And they feel it. And I tell them over and over that he's still Joseph, and I love him dearly, but not any more than I love anybody else. And it does. It permeates the
I think one of the things we're always nervous about each time they would come home for a tour. I'd always be like watching and waiting. Is he going to change? Is he going to be different? And they're not, and they're the same. And they're very close family ties, and I think it's wonderful.
How do you discipline a kid that makes $1 million?
The same way you always do.
Oh, why do I believe it when you say it, Alma?
Pick up the dirty clothes. Take out that trash. And they do it. They still do it.
Honestly?
It's great, yeah.
Don't they ever turn around and say, hey, pal, I'm rich. I've got my own apartment now.
No, never.
But I mean, I was a great one for table manners. And I watched Joseph. He was home last month. I said, you're slurping the orange juice. And it's because they're sitting in hotel rooms alone, getting room service, and no one's
without
around.
their mothers.
And no, but I mean,
right.
That child, I mean, I was 41 and a half when I had him. But really, they live different. I see a wet towel on something that he would never do in his life. But when they're in a hotel, you're dropping wet towels everywhere. And so I would never yell at him because I know he's on the road more than he's home. So why would you get mad at him?
So
and he's rich, and I'm not going to get in the bad side of that kid. No way. I'm older than dirt, and I'm ready to go, and I want to be taken care of. So I'm not going to yell at him at anything.
Has the money changed the families? In addition to the fame, I mean, this is the first...
She's always shopping.
Yeah, I think it's changed the family.
Oh, it has.
Definitely.
Johnny bought us a new home. He's wonderful to all his sisters and brothers. He has 5 brothers, and he has 3 sisters. He's very generous.
You guys
and Christmas was just probably the most unbelievable time of our lives. He played Santa Claus really big time, and it was wonderful.
And I think the boys enjoy doing that. They really
do. They love it.
That was a big thrill for them to give. They're very close to their families.
But isn't it hard for them to, if I were a 20-year-old kid, a 19-year-old kid, and suddenly I could play Santa Claus for my huge family and buy my parents a house, doesn't that change your head at some point?
Don't look at me.
No, I think they just feel...
Right. He's holding on to it. I got these gorgeous pearls and a mink coat. No, he was 15, and he gave me a mink coat, and he was, Christmas Eve. He was 15. They didn't have any money at all. But there it was, and he held it up, and I just I mean, 15 years old. That was just wonderful. And I don't drive, so I'm straggling on the bus, and it's you know, I mean, I look ridiculous a lot in sneakers and that neat coat, but I wear it anyway.
Now, what about the brothers and sisters? Clearly, you know, a family can only have but so many stars. And for the rest of them, I'm sure they're very much like their brother, but they aren't making all this money, and they aren't on the cover of Tiger Beat. How do you compensate in any way for the brothers and sisters?
I think the brothers and sisters are proud. They're having a great time with this experience. They can join the boys on the road. They're having a ball. And
They do join the boys on the road?
Yes,
all the time.
very often.
Ride around on the country on the bus and send you a postcard once in a while?
One of Donnie's brothers right now is in Europe with them. Oh, yeah, they go all the
It's a
time.
family affair, Jane. The boys are a family, and we're all extended family members. And it may sound corny, but it's true. They're very tight.
But sometimes, admit it, sometimes this stuff gives you a bit of a headache. You were normal.
Oh, a big one.
Oh,
A big headache. A big one. I'll be peeking out my window sometime and I'm saying, oh my God, there's 30 kids out there. And I run back and there's 40 kids out there. And now I have to go out to go shopping. And I really don't want to comb my hair. And I don't want to put makeup on. And I just want to slink out, jump into my car, and go.
Kids actually like stand outside, keep watch
Oh,
outside.
they take our mail and they
The
knock at the
vigil.
door.
Oh, it's brutal. I mean, I don't want, I mean, girls, we appreciate everything.
We love you.
We love you. But you know, they say a man's home is his castle, but it's, you know, when you, I have my only other son is a bricklayer, and he'd go home, and you want to lie down after work, and I get letters. Dear Mrs. McIntyre, Tommy swore at us because we rang the bell at 3:30 or something in the afternoon. And I have to be nice and say, you know, girls, you know, Joe's not here. I mean, he's not here, he's on the road, and the others want to go home and really just be in their house. But you have to teach them make a plane in Dorchester. And in a week or so, they drive from Minnesota, Florida, New York. Parents bring their children in Winnebagos and stand outside.
I had a mother
And I'm not
a
friendly.
father sleep out in front of my house in the beach wagon with their daughter.
Now, just to make sure it was worth all this effort on your part, I think, Kay, we have a surprise for you. Is the caller there?
I'm here.
It's Joey.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Where are you, sweetie?
We're in London right now.
You're in London?
Yep.
And what would you like to tell your dear old mom who's put up with all your garbage and picked your dirty towels up off the floor?
Well, I think it's paying off. I mean, I don't think she'd be welcomed on such great TV shows and nationwide TV shows and going to New York. I mean, she's living the lifestyle for sure.
I got to tell you, Joe, she doesn't look any of the worse for wear.
Yeah.
Are you missing her on your tour in Europe?
I'm missing her very much, and it's kind of hard sometimes being so far away. You don't have the mother all around the house to just do those little things for you. But you know, when you get home, it's nice to have your mother there for you.
Oh, now tell us, no matter how many billions you make, no matter how many world tours, you're always going to be her boy.
Oh yeah, my baby. I'm always Joseph. I think that's. I mean, everyone knows that my mother's so kind of like the only girl in my life because it's like she kind of like tells the whole world how to treat me. I mean, everyone, she turned everyone from Joey to Joseph. Everyone knows me as Joseph. I think she probably already told you that story. Everyone calls me Joseph, but I just want to say I love you, Ma, and I miss you, and I'll be home soon, and just enjoy yourself. Live it up.
We're going to have to take a break. We'll be right back. Yay, sweet boy. Is someone else on the line?
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead, can you speak up?
Yes, yes, yes. Where's my mother?
I'm right here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks, honey. I love you.
Happy birthday, too.
Thank you.
Did you tell everyone your birthday
Oh,
just
is
went by?
it?
Last Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah,
What, honey?
she's 24.
That's right, dear.
Now, Donnie, is this going to be it for your Mother's Day greeting, or did you remember the flowers?
Well, I remember the flowers, but if I send them from where I am now, it'll take about 3 days to get there. So I'm going to bring some home with me for her.
Oh.
I thought that would be better.
And are you missing your mom when you're off cavorting in Europe having a world tour?
A little bit. Sometimes it's good to get away. No, of course I miss my mother. You know, I think everyone in the world loves their mother more than anyone else in the world, but I'm one of those people, too. I just love my mother more than anyone in the world.
Oh, now, Alma, that's pretty darn nice.
Sure is. Thank you.
Thanks so much for calling. And you have a happy Mother's Day there, too. Say it again?
I want to stay on the phone with my mother.
Oh, okay. Well, then hang on the line. Join us for the show. You can gab during the commercial break.
Okay.
Okay?
I love you, Donnie.
I love you, too, Mom.
Oh. Oh. Should we give a round of applause to good kids? And now, if we had a drum roll, I would be rolling it. We'd like to announce the winner of our To Mom with Love Mother's Day card video contest. Throughout the show, who else was going to answer that one?
This wasn't Mother's Day, but about 3 years ago, it snowed. And Joseph was home. And he went out, and he came in, and he said, Ma, I want to show you something. So I went upstairs to the bedroom, and I looked out, and the whole yard was just white snow. And he had walked, I love you, Mom, in the whole yard, and there was no other marks. However he did it, I took pictures of it. I thought that was the darlingest thing to do.
Oh, that's very sweet.
This question is for Miss Wahlberg.
You wouldn't be a fan of her son.
Yeah.
Did I embarrass you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did you have any doubts about Donnie when he first joined the group? Did you feel
Not a
anything?
one.
Not a one?
Not a one.
Now, don't you want to know what he eats for breakfast or what his secret is?
Rice. That's what he eats for breakfast.
I want to ask a question. I want to add to your question. She asked, did you ever have any doubts? You said you never had any doubts. You never had any doubts that he would what?
That he would be successful at whatever he wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And the group had never worried you about being in a music group and how hard it is in the music business? And,
No, I think I understood that it would be very hard, but their determination was just as great, and I believe they could do
the same
it.
original 5 members?
No.
They changed.
Change. One
How much are they like you guys? How much are they, you know, what's the best and worst thing that Melanie has like you, Tippy?
She takes on...
Go ahead.
This is not really a question, but it's directed at the mothers of the new kids. Okay, I know that they grew up in a rough neighborhood, and it was hard for them to keep away from drugs. And I would just like to commend you on the wonderful job you did in raising them and making them into fantastic kids that we all love.
Oh,
Thank you.
No, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
I wanted to be a priest. Well, I can answer. Probably at 15, 16 years old.
Tippy?
14.
14.
14.
Don Johnson was the first date?
Well, my father didn't let me date until I was 16 years old, and then it was so registered. And that was an old...
Parents on tour?
They could have gone off. I mean, these boys certainly financially are capable of just going off on their own. But what they've done is just continue to take us all along with them, and they have not said, bye, I'm gone now. You know, they said, we're leaving, come on along with us.
I know the question.